just rearing up, so. Okay. We're live, folks.
Colleen, are you muted?
Hi, everyone. We're live. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Colleen?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
I can hear you now.
You're muffly.
Hi, everyone.
This is the Podsquad with Cathy Morrison, Wendy Card, and yours truly, Colleen Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 146. We're so happy to have you.
All right. Yay. We're connecting you with the community by talking about the people and places in New Bern and beyond. We want you to join in the conversation. Let us know if you have any questions or announcements by commenting.
And we're trying to get Pat Murray, right, into the Zoom room, Wendy?
Yeah.
I see. There you are.
Yay.
Hello. I think she's muted.
Finally. Pat, unmute.
Voice.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
There she is.
Oh, how are you?
Doing fine. How about you?
Good. It is so nice to have you. And
Nice meeting you. And I'm drinking a Pepsi product in honor of your city.
we
Woohoo.
like that.
There you go.
Colleen, your volume is a little low. Can you turn that? Yeah.
Okay.
It's muffled.
How's it going, Pat? You
Doing
look great.
well. Thank you. You too. Thank you.
I don't know,
Wait.
Pat. Hi, Pat.
Wearing this shirt,
Awesome.
There you are.
Durham
The
Skywriter.
The Durham Skywriter. Yay.
All right. Hi, Pat. I don't know Pat. Let me
Hi,
say
Cathy.
hello.
Hi. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
How
you.
are you?
Good, good.
And this is Colleen down here.
Hi, Colleen.
Hi, so am I better? Is this better?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
much better.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And so Wendy was just telling us, Pat, that you do the Durham Hangouts at noon. So she was like, I don't know, she might be late. So
Oh,
you sound like
no one joined me today, so no problem.
Aw.
you're pretty busy with that, though.
Yeah, I love it. It's fun. It's really fun.
How often do you do that?
Well, every day except Sunday at
Wow.
noon. Basically, it's like a companion piece to the Durham Skywriter. That's what I call Durham's online community paper. So I go through the paper every day and just choose items to talk about so that everybody knows what's happening today in Durham. And then I invite people to join me on camera to hang out.
All right.
That is so cool.
And it's
It
really
is.
fun.
It's
It
called
kind
the
of sounds Go
called
ahead.
the Bull City Hangouts, right?
Right, Bull City Hangout.
All right.
kind of like what we're doing, is hanging out. every Thursday
Exactly.
at 1 o'clock.
Except you actually have people joining you.
Well, we'll join you for your show.
Oh, that'd be
Help
fun.
you.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, because sometimes people join, sometimes they don't. You never know. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
You never know who's out there lurking.
yeah, you never know. Maybe the mayor one day.
Don't know.
We haven't seen Cathy in forever. So Cathy Morrison, how have you been?
I've been fine, been hanging out, like, speaking of hanging out, we've, working around the yard and didn't have to water for the last week because we all had tons of rain, good stuff like that. And the Historical Society does have something exciting coming up. It really is a cool thing as a result of all the COVID problems. We want to keep everybody healthy and everybody well. So we can't put 100 people into a lecture hall and talk about all the good New Bern stories. So we're going to bring the New Bern stories to you. We have taken 4 of our most popular events, and we're going to start with Jim Hodges and New Bern Then and Now. And that, when we're going to broadcast it on Facebook. And we're going to do it, live stream so folks can comment and we can answer their comments. And that's coming up.
With Jim.
Yeah, What's in the Attic with Jim, and he's going to do his then and now, and which looks at like 35 different places around New Bern, what they used to look like, what they look like now, how come, how did they get to where they are now, and if some of them are parking lots. How did they get to where they are now? You know, so it's a neat program. It's an exciting program. He's done it 4 times to sold out audiences. And now it's coming to you on your Facebook page free of charge.
Awesome.
So we're getting those ready. Thank you, Charles Tendell, for helping us prepare all that. Yay, Charles Tendell Studios, New Bern, North Carolina. And the first broadcast is going to be on July the 8th. We haven't set the time yet. We're still working with things. We're still figuring it out. But that's coming up July the 8th. And there are going to be 3 more of 3 different programs.
That's
Is that-
wonderful.
Is that the presentation where you take a look at all this old historic architecture and buildings and everybody oohs and ahs, and then they say, yeah, and that building was torn down in 1950, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it of all the things that Jim looks at, some of them are no longer there, but a lot of them are different reincarnations of the same building. And he looks at it, some going back, you know, to the 1800s. This is what it looked like in the Civil War. This is what it looked like in 1910. Guess what it is now, guys? And he'll show you.
Someone told me that was one of the most motivating and interesting presentations that they had seen, because it really energized their interest in historic structures, because they said we would look at this beautiful photo of a building, you know, from an era gone by, and then, you know, we learn about its type of architecture and when it was built and how long it took to build and what it was used for, and then at the very end they'd say, yeah, and it's not here anymore. And they said it really just sparks your interest in history and historic structures in our community. So I'm sure that will be another one of those sold out presentations.
It is, you know, it's very popular. And as I say, there are a number of things where, you know, this is what it was and isn't this neat and it's not here anymore. And many times it's because folks didn't have the money to do the huge renovations that were required for it. But a lot of things are, yes, aren't we lucky to still have it? And it's just, you know, various points around town. It's been very popular in a lot of neat old pictures. And as I say, people really have liked it, and it's coming up again. So here's another opportunity. If you didn't get to see it in any of those 4 times, you know, a year or so ago, then it's coming back and it'll come right to you.
And you have a new flashy background, I see.
I have the Atmore Oliver house. When the roses were blooming, one of our folks, the lady that does all the work in the garden, Annette Hunt, took this picture last spring, I think. And I figured, well, you know, my grubby room up here is something that's not really fun to look at. So we'll look at the AO house.
How old is that house?
That was built, the left-hand side of it was built in 1790. It was a story and a half, so is what they say. So I'm thinking maybe it was like a loft in the back of it somewhere. And then in the 1800s, it was expanded. That's when Isaac Taylor, who has the big brick house downtown, who's great-great-great-great-grandfather to James and those guys.
Livingston, yeah.
Livingston.
Yeah.
He bought it for his daughter, Hannah, as a wedding present. And they expanded it, you know, twice its size and up 2 full stories. And that was in the 1800s, early 1800s. So it came in 2 pieces. Go ahead.
Well, that's very cool. Pat, how old is Durham?
Oh my God. I think it started in 1867. No, 1869.
Oh, Civil War.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It started as a railroad stop. And then things start, you know, once you have a railroad stop, then you need a post office. And then you need this and that. And it started growing from there. And it was named after this guy. He donated his land. Obviously, his name was Durham, but it could have been named something else because they asked this other guy if they could have some of his land. And he said no. So I know he feels stupid now.
He missed his naming opportunity.
Exactly. So, yeah. Durham is a pretty cool place. I was trying to think of the name of the website. I haven't looked at it in such a long time. But there was this gentleman who, I can't believe the work he put in. he went house by house, street by street, and mapped out Durham, where I can look up the address, for example, let's say 411 West Chapel Hill Street, and then you can see that there was a gigantic mansion there in the 1800s that belonged to some fancy guy, and now it's the site of it's called North Carolina Mutual Plaza. So
Oh, that's interesting.
you can go throughout downtown Durham and certain spots in Durham and see the history of each building. And he tells you, what it used to be, what it was through the years. Here's how it looks now. And if it's a parking lot, he shows you and it almost makes you cry sometimes to see like this beautiful building, and now it's like a parking lot with a fire hydrant in front of it or something.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I don't know if somebody wants to do that for New Bern, but with New Bern being so incredibly historic.
We have actually 2 books like that. John Green did one, and I've forgotten the name just went out of my little empty head here. The one that's
It wasn't
Sandbeck, Peter Sandbeck.
okay. Oh yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
That book.
Awesome.
And and everybody swears the Sandbeck book is the Bible for the architecture and history. And he, as you said, he went,
Nice.
Through each address on the street and what's still there.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So
Because
that's
I know New Bern deserves that. I'm glad you have that.
We do
So,
check
Pat-
out all these historic towns.
Mhm.
Pat, being in Durham, how much time do you spend talking about or rooting for different college basketball teams there?
Well, because I'm from Chicago,
Oh,
I always just say, yay, local team. So I don't have any animosity toward UNC Chapel Hill or, Duke, Chapel Hill, North Carolina Central University. If Durham Tech has a team, I'm cheering for them too. I really don't. I don't have any druthers because I'm not originally. My mom's from here, but I'm not from here. When my mom got married to my dad, they got married here because my mom's family was bigger than my dad's family, and then they moved immediately to Chicago, where I was. I have a brother and sister, and that's where I was brought up.
is that what brought you back? Your mom's
Actually, well, what happened was my mom had already died, and when my dad was still alive when I moved here. But what happened was, the last member of my mom's immediate family, my aunt, my mom's older sister, she was the last of the 3 to still, survive. She had Alzheimer's, and she was living alone in squalor. And we didn't realize that because over the phone she sounded fine. But when we came down here for my uncle's funeral, we realized, oh my God, somebody has to take care of, we call her TT. And I realized, well, my sister's married and has a child, so I guess it's me. So I moved here and took care of her until she died and decided to, might as well stay. So I haven't worn out my welcome yet, so I thought I'd stay a while longer.
And how many years have you been in Durham now?
Oh my God, I moved here in 2001.
Wow.
So almost 20 years. Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't believe 20 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
2001 doesn't seem like that long ago.
It really doesn't until I see my niece and realize that because I almost totally missed her growing up, sort of. Well, I didn't. I mean, I talked to her on the phone and stuff. But when I realized that she's in her 30s now and a full-fledged adult and married and then I realized, oh my God, I've been here for a while.
It wasn't that long ago we were all saying, oh, here comes the millennium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 years gone.
When I was a kid, I remember saying, oh my God, when it's 2000, I'm going to be 32.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Is the city of Durham, are they hosting fireworks this year?
It was just announced that we're not going to get anything. I'm really sad. I do have to check on the Children's Independence Day Parade. Usually there's a big event. The big event is at the Durham Bulls ballpark. And usually there's a game there, and then they allow people to start traipsing in during the 7th inning break for free. And then they stay and watch the fireworks. So that was announced, that's not going to happen. And then I usually DJ for the Children's Independence Day Parade, which is in Durham Central Park, where the kids decorate their bikes and scooters. And then they have a little parade, and I play John Philip Sousa marching music. And while they're decorating their bikes, I play like American songs, like James Taylor and James Brown, all the songs I mentioned, America, in positive light, of course. But I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't heard anything, but I'm assuming it's not going to happen. I love playing for the children, but I guess it's not going to happen this year.
Lots.
So
Go ahead, Cathy.
I just said next year. All these good things. Put them on the calendar for next year.
For sure.
Hopefully.
Lots of towns and cities around us are not hosting fireworks celebrations, but the city of New Bern has decided to move forward in the safest way possible with an Independence Day celebration, and that will be on Saturday, July 4th. The rain date is Sunday, July 5th. It is going to look a lot different this year because of the pandemic. This will be a fireworks only event. You will need to stay in or near your car. There won't be a concert. We have done some great concerts in the past, in the late afternoon before the fireworks go off. There won't be any food trucks or games or activities. We usually have, Pat, I'm sure you've seen them in Durham, but like a kind of a misting tent that the kids love to run through.
Yeah,
sure. Wet, and it, kind of cools you off on a hot July day, and we're not going to have that this year. So it's like you said, Cathy, better put it on your calendar for next year.
So for New Bern, is it going to be like what the downtown? What do you have, a square or?
They're actually going to be launched from near one of our boat ramps in Lawson Creek Park. We have two giant riverfront parks here. One is Union Point, which is downtown, and then Lawson Creek Park, which is very convenient and right off of Highway 70. And so we are encouraging people to wear masks, to stay physically and socially distanced while they come to watch the fireworks. But again, fireworks only, but we're gonna step out there and do it and encourage people to be as safe as possible. So we're looking forward to it, and we'll see how it goes and hope that, everything goes swimmingly. We hope Mother Nature will stay out of things in terms of, the 2 weeks of rain we feel like we've had around here. So
it's going to be great. And I'm sure you will have people from nearby towns visiting, I'm sure, as well.
Are they recommending different parking areas this time?
We are going to amend some of the parking so that we can put in some of that distance in between the cars. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too. We had done a drive-in movie last weekend at Lawson Creek Park, and we created space in between the cars. But it was really neat because a lot of people raised, their back hatch, and they kind of sat the kids and stuff on the back of their cars and raised the back of the vehicle. And so it was really fun. And we'll talk about some of those movies that are coming up here in a little while. But, I think it is going to be tricky as far as, safety and health, and really want everybody to just be mindful of that. But the other side of it is I kind of feel like I'm ready for something like that. We missed out on so much. And I hope July 4th will be one of those first fun summer events that we can all look forward to. So.
And what's the movie? Oh, I'm
so
wrong direction.
This past weekend, we did the drive-in movie with New Bern Parks and Rec for the first time, and it was 2 movies. It was a double feature. It was Grease and American Graffiti. And it's $5 per car load. So you can load up your whole family into the car and bring them to Lawson Creek Park if you want. $5 per car. It was incredibly popular. It did rain during the movie, and some people understandably packed up and left, but the large majority did not. They stayed, they watched the movies, and the rain finally stopped after about an hour, and everybody got to enjoy the movie again. But you listen to it on an FM station, so you can hear it in your car. And the screen is just huge. I should look for some pictures on my computer and bring them up for you. But more importantly, the movie that's coming up next is next Friday. So it's June 26th, and I'll show you which one it is.
Uh-oh.
Drum roll, please. Can you guys see
There
it?
it is.
Woo!
Yeah.
Ooh, Wizard of
A Wizard of
Oz.
Oz. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
June 26th, the gates open at 7 o'clock, and then the show starts at dusk. And so that's usually any time between like 8:45, about 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. So the Wizard of Oz, and there is the most exciting lineup as we get further through the summer. We're also going to show movies like Goonies is in July, Jurassic Park is in July. So really working on some fun stuff. That's our movies in the park. We hope lots of folks will come. And if you're interested, I know a lot of folks are going to be like, how do I get my $5 ticket for my carload? Wait until the link opens on the Parks and Recreation webpage. So eventually it'll be at newbernnc.gov. Who doesn't like going to the movies?
Awesome.
Can people bring those miniature 12-inch barbecue grills and have little tailgate parties?
We're not encouraging the use of bringing grills, but there will be concessions there where folks can get food and drink. So last weekend we had 3 different concession stands or food trucks that were out there. We had Kona Ice, we had a hot dog truck, and I forget what the third one was, but there should be plenty of stuff to eat and good soft drinks and water and Pepsi products. That'll be out there for, yep, there's Pat drinking her Pepsi product.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, out there at the park. So something we can do and all stay safely distanced from one another.
All right.
I kind of jumped the gun on that. I was thinking Lawson Creek Park for both of them, and I ran you right into the movies.
That's okay. All kinds of fun to be had this summer. So.
Yeah.
And Wendy, you've been too quiet, so you need to tell us what's going on with you. How have you been?
I've just been plugging away. I'm kind of distracted right now because Barb has been waiting patiently in the waiting room.
Well, let's let her in.
There we go.
Bob Krcmar, who's the executive director of the MERCI Clinic, is coming on the Podsquad today. So
Okay.
Where is she?
hopefully she will be in the room.
Oh, here she is.
Yeah, she's muted, so we'll give her a second to join us officially. But they have a volunteer drive going on. I saw this on Facebook the other day. A really great way.
Yeah.
We're looking for ways to volunteer.
Yeah, we're doing a.
Hey, Barb.
Hello. How you doing?
Yay. Thank you for
Yeah.
waiting.
No problem. No problem at all. So yes, we're doing a volunteer drive. We just realized that we needed a lot more volunteers in different areas, all skill levels, anything from people who practice medicine and nursing all the way down to somebody who wants to tote the recycling someplace. So there's all sorts of skill levels that you can use, office skills, just being a friendly face, saying hi to people, talking on the phone, because we're doing a lot of telehealth right now, and just making things work. It's the volunteers are what keep MERCI going and what keep the free clinic the free clinic. And so every now and then we just need to do a volunteer drive, and we thought now was the appropriate time because people are looking to give back to the community right now. So that's what we're doing.
So
you
we
have a
have,
free clinic?
yeah, tell Pat about MERCI.
Oh, okay. Well, Pat, okay. MERCI Clinic, I guess you're not from here. So MERCI Clinic is a free clinic that serves residents of Craven, Jones, and Pamlico counties who are income falls within a certain amount of guidelines and don't qualify for insurance. So they don't qualify for Medicaid or Medicare. They don't have private insurance. They can't afford it, whatever. And then we're a free clinic that helps them get primary care and a lot of their pharmaceuticals. Okay.
Wow.
So it's most of our our patients are day laborers, hospitality industry people, you know, like wait staff, things like that. So a lot of them have 2-3 jobs. We have CNAs, you know, people that do home health, because they're all part-time workers, so they don't get benefits. And so that's kind of what we do.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Pat is joining us from Durham today, so I'm not sure she's ever heard of the MERCI Clinic.
Wow.
Yeah, Pat is the Durham
Okay.
Skywriter. She does what we do
Ah,
at Newbert
okay.
now in Durham, and she's been doing it since 2001. So hats off to you, Pat.
Thank you, Wendy.
She has been at it for the long haul. So Barb, what I really liked, I think you put some information out on Facebook about this the other day. What I really liked is, you know, you can come and you don't have to be there 8 to 5. You can volunteer as much as you want.
No, we have, MERCI, and I don't want the numbers to throw you, but we have over 150 people on our volunteer rolls, but some will come for 1 or 2 weeks in the summer, you know, and do it then. Some people come after work when they're working someplace else. It's to 2 days a month, depending on what their skill set is, because we'll want them to be able to work with patients. Some of them will work on Wednesday afternoons, just doing charts, you know, all sorts of things. And, you know, even for things like fundraising committee and stuff like that, it's after work on weekends.
I think Barb is freezing up a little bit on her video and audio. Are you still there, Barb?
She's awfully still.
She is. And now we can't hear her.
Hearing you in fits and starts. So.
Oh, there you are. We lost you there for a minute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. So, yeah, we have a lot of volunteers, and some will come on Tuesday afternoons. Some will come and help on Saturdays with yard work. I mean, it just depends on what you want.
Now, what are for folks who may be listening or watching and they're interested, when is MERCI Clinic open for volunteer hours?
It depends on what you want to do. So if you want to help with the office staff, then that's during the week from anywhere between 8 to 5. If you want to help with like fundraising, like we're having a yard sale July 4th. So if you want to help with that, that's going to be on a Saturday morning. It just depends on what you want. What you can do is go to our website, www.merciclinic.org, and there's a tab there for volunteers, and you can click on that. You can fill out an application, and then I'll get in touch with you and we'll figure out where your best fit would be.
So tell me about this yard sale. Love a yard sale.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is a yard sale. This is our 3rd time trying. We have collected things. People have donated things, honestly, from all over the world. We've got a pod unit, and the back half of the clinic is filled up with all sorts of treasures. And I keep looking at it, and I really can't put any more in my home. And it's going to be from 9 to noon on Saturday, July 4th. We even have people that are propagating plants, so there'll be plants there, and furniture, artwork, all sorts of small appliances, things like that. So, yep, right here at Professional and Tatum.
Very nice. Sounds like you're busy over there, and you have.
You break it up again, or am I?
Is it us?
I don't know. It could be me. I don't always get very good reception here. So hold on, let me try this again. Better?
Yeah, we can see and hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you give the hours? I don't remember you saying the hours.
For the yard sale?
Yeah.
Oh, 9 to noon, July 4th.
Okay.
Awesome.
So can people get you know how sometimes they let people get a sneak peek to see what they're going to try to get?
I'm looking to see what I've got piled up in my office, and I don't know that you want to see some of this stuff because it's like nebulizers and things, but there's I wish. Maybe I'll put something out on Facebook.
Yeah.
If you look at our Facebook site, and I can get some pictures.
There you go.
Yeah, I could do that.
Because
Yeah,
some people
so-
might think, oh, they'll probably just have like old socks or something. But yeah, just
No, we didn't take any clothes, no clothes.
Well, so you said this is the third time you're trying this. What happened the first two times? Was it weather?
The first time, we kind of all went on lockdown. So we couldn't do it then. And then the second time was this past Saturday, and the weather was not good. So we called it at 4:30 in the morning. So we've decided to do, yeah. So we've decided to do the 4th of July and have it then.
Well, the third time's the charm, and they'll.
I'm hoping.
There you go.
There will hopefully be a lot of people here. So
I'm hoping.
Start your holiday weekend with a bargain and a treasure.
I know. Or you could do Christmas in July and get your shopping done. You never know.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, and support the MERCI Clinic. I mean,
Always.
you guys are awesome, and we really appreciate everything that you do. So,
Well, thank you. Thank you.
yeah. All right.
so.
Well, thanks, Barb.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
I'll be
Have a
leaving
great
now
day.
then. You have a good
Take
day,
care.
okay?
Bye, Barb.
Bye.
take care.
It is always great to hear from her. She is so bubbly and a walking commercial for the MERCI Clinic. So
Yeah.
You do such good stuff, and Wendy's got something.
Oh, social media minute.
Yeah, we have Rob Jones. Hello, Rob. He says, hello, ladies. Hi, Rob. I actually got to Brewtopia last week, and Dawn, I wish I had the can. His wife, Dawn, recommended the delicious local craft brew. So, and we have Promise Place is here, and they say hello. And Michelle Garenfly with the Next Chapter Books and Art Store says, hi, New Bern now. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. So
We have been known to give out prizes for people who comment or ask questions on our Podsquad feed on social media. So make sure you weigh in. Cindy Taylor is also watching. I love Cindy. Nice to see you, Cindy. Thanks for joining us. So, and speaking of July 4th, here in a little bit, we're going to talk about some highway safety, some travel safety, right, Wendy?
yes, hopefully. I do have, let's do a little contest to give away a prize. This is very impromptu. So can you all see this?
Insect eating plants on the Croatan National Forest.
Oh,
Yes, if you comment what insect eating plants you are aware of in the Croatan, then and if you're right, you will be entered in
a drawing
to win a prize. So and
I think Pat is thinking really hard about this.
I can think of one, but you don't want me to say it.
No, let people comment.
we'll wait till towards the end of the show. But if people comment, even if you watch this later and want to comment, we'll enter your name in and we'll do the drawing tomorrow at let's say noon.
Okay.
So, how's that work?
Sounds
Yeah?
good to me. Insect
Okay.
eating plants in the Croatan. So comment with the plants that you know of that are insect eating that are in the Croatan, and you might just win something.
all right.
Hey, and
Is one of
Rob-
them Fred?
What's that?
Is one of them Fred?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And Rob Jones answered 2 of them correctly. So
Wow.
good job, Rob.
He is such a smarty pants.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Woo!
What's the prize?
It's one of, we have like 6 prizes that are stored at Carolina Creations, and people can go and grab. It's like a grab bag, so they're
Nice.
wrapped individually, and they can pick one and whatever it is.
A
they get.
surprise
So,
prize.
it's a surprise prize, yeah.
Very cute.
So Pat, have you ever been to New Bern?
No, I'm dying to go because I know about the history. I was reading about how it was the first capital, and I saw the buildings, on YouTube, but I haven't seen it in person, sadly.
you have to go to many businesses here, but the store that has provided those prizes, Carolina Creations, is right across the hall from right across the street from historic City Hall, downtown, and just a great place for art and all kinds of good things, handmade cards and serveware and ceramics and beautiful things, woodworking,
Nice.
art and tools, and just, it's a really beautiful store. We did a podcast there at Christmas time, and they had that, what did they call it? Was it an upside?
The hanging Christmas tree.
tree.
It was suspended Christmas tree.
A
And it was,
suspended Christmas
Nice.
tree from
it
the
was what,
ceiling.
12 feet tall, I think? It was
Yeah.
really tall. So,
It was gorgeous. It was really
yeah,
pretty.
it's cool. And I do have a couple more comments on social media. Justin
Okay.
Yates, you ladies are awesome. Thank you, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
And Rob Jones says, seeing y'all's faces are a prize unto itself.
Isn't that sweet?
Ah,
He must need something.
yeah.
He wants one of those surprise prizes.
I'm just joking. So we have a couple of other announcements we want to make sure everybody's aware of on the Pod Squad today. The Craven County School District is holding online registration, so parents get ready. This is for kids who will be 4 years old by August 31st. This is registration for pre-K programs offered by Craven County. This is, of course, for the 2020 and 2021 school year. The registration and application window is available online. So try to go visit cravenk12.org to begin that process. Parents, you should go on there and complete all the information about your student to get that going. Can't believe we're already talking about registering for school or pre-K programs. Can you?
I'm sure the pre-K folks are thinking, what do you mean? I just had this baby. I need to put it in pre-K already.
Oh, can I make a quick suggestion?
Absolutely.
The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services just put out this beautiful resource guide called Strong Schools NC. And it's really nice. They're talking about hygiene, the new health requirements, not when the schools will open, but how the schools will reopen, what steps they'll be taking. And it's a wonderful resource guide.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
I know a couple of weeks ago that was the focus of one of the governor's conferences was, how the schools will reopen and how different things will be when that time comes.
Yeah, highly recommended resource guide.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
We also have Juneteenth, the exhibit going on, I guess starts tomorrow and lasts through the weekend. The Craven Arts Council and Gallery at 317 Middle Street. We were talking about this last week, I'm sorry, on the Pod Squad, and that was really neat. All kinds of stuff going on. They also have the Young Urban Professionals have put together a Juneteenth Facebook page, and it's called Juneteenth of New Bern. So there are daily interviews on that Facebook page. They're talking to everyday New Bernians, explaining what Juneteenth means to them and what it means to families in New Bern and Eastern North Carolina. So exhibits and all kinds of neat stuff through June 21st. So let's see, also June 18th, so that's tonight, Wendy, is a virtual dinner party as part of Juneteenth. It's going to be live streamed. It's a cultural cooking class with Cooked on Calvary Catering. Say that 3 times fast.
I think you need to connect with them with your taste bud adventure.
I do. I need to go pay them a visit. And that's also going to be streamed on the Juneteenth of New Bern Facebook page. So do you know what time that starts? We know it's tonight. There's no time listed on our script.
I recommend everyone visit the Juneteenth of New Bern Facebook page because they have all the details and they've just been live streaming and just sharing really important information so we can all learn about Juneteenth and from each other. The most important thing is to educate ourselves, and just listen to each other, so we can embrace our differences. So
It helps us learn and grow. That's never a bad thing. We were talking a couple weeks ago about how we all should be listening more.
That's right.
Yeah.
And here's an opportunity. Tomorrow is June 19th, Juneteenth, and at 6:30 p.m. at the Omega Center, they're going to have a town hall. So here's your opportunity to go and listen and learn and share. This will be a time to learn about the history of Juneteenth and have a community conversation and celebration, and food and activities will be included. And it's free to the public. And this is presented by the Young Urban Professionals of ENC Group. So here's another opportunity to go and learn and share.
Yeah, recently I saw, well, I don't know where I read it, but I've known about Juneteenth at least for 10 years. I'm 53 years old, and it's a shame that I did not learn that in American history, because it is part of our history. And I didn't realize until the 300th anniversary of New Bern, when they had the Juneteenth celebrations, and was it Stedman Graham? I think that's his name. Stedman. He came to New Bern, and it took, let's see, the Emancipation Proclamation was in 1863, and it took the Union soldiers to go to Galveston in June 19th, 65. So it took that long for them to get with the program, and
yes.
it's just nothing should shock us anymore, but that that's kind of like, wow, I just can't imagine. It's just, anyway, I won't go on. I'm rambling. So what
we
else?
Also take it for granted because we all have these now, and so we can't imagine people not being aware of news and events because we're so used to communicating. But it goes to show, some of those developments and inventions weren't around, and so you did the best you could, and sometimes that was by transportation instead of technology.
News traveled at the speed of horseback.
Yeah.
If that.
And now we're just overwhelmed with information that sometimes I believe, for me, I'm having a hard time concentrating, because just kind of, it's important to take time, and I take a walk in the woods, but whatever, go shop, do whatever you do to get your mind just, balanced. It's important that we do that for our mental and physical health, so.
Definitely.
Pat, are they doing any Juneteenth? Are there any Juneteenth celebrations scheduled for Durham?
Yeah, they're all, except for one, they're all online.
Oh, okay.
One starts tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I announced that one today. The rest I will be announcing during tomorrow's show at noon. But there's going to be a parade.
Yay!
And it's going to be a car parade. So they want you to decorate your car with, make your posters at home. And then everybody's going to meet at the Durham Health Department's parking lot. I'm sure they're going to socially distance, and they will drive through downtown and then to the south side of town, and then around back, and then I guess they'll be giving speeches and whatnot. They're going to be very careful, though. I think they're going to have like ice cream or something. But they're tying it in with the census, trying to encourage people to remember to answer the questions and be counted in the census. So
that's a terrific idea.
That should be interesting. That should be interesting. That's the only physical event that I know of for Juneteenth. Everything else is pretty much online. So
Durham is really pretty tight as far as the social distancing. Business is not as open as we are. Right?
Well,
that's what I'm guessing.
I think Durham is more. Now, how big is New Bern? Because how many people?
Our population in city limits is about 30,000. But in the county is about 103,000.
Okay, so Durham is about 175,000 or so. But it seems that we tend to be more, it seems that we're all the same accord pretty much in terms of being safe and wearing masks and stuff. I think it helps that Durham County is just Durham and a few townships. So I think the word gets out better because of that. So everybody seems to be on the same page pretty much. Some people are frustrated. I mean, just think about it. A lot of people have lost their jobs. They don't have any money. They don't know if there's going to be a second stimulus check, And there was some news that some people might have to pay some money back from the last one. But anyway, don't get me started. But anyway, it seems that even though we're a much, much larger city, people seem to be in agreement to play it safe and not to open too soon. Although I have noticed young people hanging around close together and, in the park, and I want to shake my fingers, get off my lawn. Now I want to tell them to safely distance, but I know they'd probably yell at me, okay, boomer or something. So I don't say anything, but I do see the young folks out there being unsafe, but for the most part.
But I gotta say, when I get frustrated, I just think about when I was young and I was not, I just thought I was, invincible.
Invincible, yes.
And so we just have to keep that in mind before getting too frustrated.
Yeah.
And we have a visitor.
Real live visitor.
Laura.
There's
Hey,
Laura.
Hi.
Hey, Laura.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
It's Pat, Cathy,
Hello.
Colleen,
Yeah.
Wendy.
She's
Hey,
having a hard
got
time
them all.
remembering us. She hasn't seen us in so long.
Where are you all? We miss you.
Oh, we miss you, Laura.
All right, ladies.
I saw you training Finn,
Yeah,
the expert dog trainer.
Yes.
Yes.
probably do another one tomorrow.
All right.
So what all do you want Finn to learn or know how to do?
Vacuum,
Take out the trash.
dishes, and the trash. That's it.
That would be nice. Mow the lawn maybe once in a while.
Well, knock on wood, we got our neighbors doing it so
Oh,
far.
okay.
For
Got
treat.
that taken care of. Check. Got that taken care of.
All right, y'all have
What
a
did you-
good talk.
Well, what have you been cooking?
What did I just make?
I was drilling.
You grilled.
You got to
I made
chicken tortilla.
taco lasagna.
Nice.
It was really
Okay.
good. You use a tortilla.
As the layers.
Yes.
Tortilla shells.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good.
All
The
right.
hard shells or the soft shells?
Soft shell.
Hmm.
Yeah, you just get the ones that'll match your casserole dish, and you just put those in there, and just
gonna
like
look that up.
just like making a lasagna, but you just use.
Did
the,
you use flour or corn tortillas?
flour?
Okay.
Okay.
So it
I'm
would
gonna
be
look
like
that up for
lasagna
sure.
noodles. Yeah.
Taco meat and tomatoes and cheese and
Tons of
Sour
cheese,
cream and
Ooh,
all the good
sour
stuff,
cream.
green chilies. So
now I'm hungry.
when are we coming over?
come on.
We'll just pull up in the driveway and so we don't come in the house. We'll
Take
social
a to-go bag.
There you
hold our
go.
hands out.
There you go. All right, I'll get you back to Wendy.
Okay, bye,
All
Laura.
Bye.
Take care. Nice
Bye.
meeting
It's
you.
nice meeting you, Pat.
Nice meeting you.
I haven't had any lunch yet, so that made me hungry.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy, that sounds good.
she also made chicken tortilla soup. Oh my gosh, it was
Ooh, that sounds
awesome.
good.
It was I've never heard of it before, but it was delicious.
Sometimes
Good
it's tough to
eating.
keep the tortillas crunchy. You have to put them on top of the soup at the last minute. you know.
Yeah, it was, I've never had I think there was cream cheese in it. It just was, it was really good. It was probably not
That's
very
good.
healthy for us, but
Ah,
as long as we don't eat it all the
You
time.
need comfort food every once in a
Right.
while.
Yeah,
where's the
every,
South? Come on.
Sensing a cultural theme here.
That's
Chicken
right.
tortilla soup and a taco lasagna. Yeah.
That's right.
yeah, she likes, I mean, I love Mexican food, but when she gets when she feels like Mexican food, then she does for like 3 weeks, you know. It's just like, okay, you know, we need to change it up. Although I can eat chicken and green beans every single day, like for years, but
Now, I'm with Laura. I can do Mexican, food, spices, stuff all the time.
do y'all
Yeah.
ever get on a kick like that though? Like when you get a craving, then you have it for more than one day?
I would
Sure.
not mind that at all.
Wendy, you remind me of a lady who works here at City Hall, and I think you two are the two people craziest for chicken that I've ever met. You could eat chicken every day.
Yeah.
She really loves it too. Chicken everything, all the time.
Yep. Grilled chicken.
Chicken soup, grilled chicken,
Chicken gumbo.
Want to hear a Forrest Gump coming up?
That's right. Channeling our inner Forrest Gump. All right.
Right.
I found one of those pictures of how big the screen is at the drive-in movie. You guys want to see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How big is it?
Well, look at the people standing to the right of it in this picture. Here we go.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Nice.
And it's inflated.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I mean, look at how
That
little
is awesome.
the staff looks standing to the right of that.
Wow.
Screen. And then see, I told you a lot of people, kind of raise their tailgates, and that's the way they watched the movie.
That's funny because everybody's parked backwards.
They are like the pickup truck, but look at the white car over on the right side of the screen. They pulled in straight. I
They
guess.
have to. They don't have a.
Yeah, that's the only way they can see.
Bless their hearts.
That's cool.
So,
That's
You don't
awesome.
have the little humps in an old-fashioned drive-in movie. There were little humps that raised the cars, and you don't have that.
Yeah.
So backwards does it.
ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the humps.
They built raised humps in the rows so that when the car pulled up, the car was elevated. So you were looking up to the
goodness.
screen.
Okay, I've never been to a drive-in.
Oh.
Ah.
I haven't
Really?
either.
Once again, age comes out.
Yeah, and they used to have the metal boxes that were attached
Yeah.
to a pole.
The speaker, yeah.
I've heard of
inside
those. Mhm.
Yeah.
I've heard of those.
Yeah. So Colleen, with the demographic, okay, you said it was American Graffiti and Grease.
Grease.
Yes.
Wizard of Oz.
Did you have like older people, like 50 and over, or
Yeah.
were there little kids?
It was, truthfully, it was all ages. I think
Wow.
people were so excited to get out. It really was all ages. There was somebody took a picture of some of the concessions and the food trucks that were out there. And there were so many families with kids in those photos, So I think, everybody liked it. There was entertainment in it for everybody. The kids maybe after a little while weren't as interested as the adults, but it seemed like everybody had a good time, and
How does that
memories.
work? Do you rent? When you're showing movies to a crowd, do you rent the movie?
you
Buy it or?
I believe you agree to a license for a showing of that movie.
Okay.
And that's the way it works. And then they also have their FM transmission signal that you tune into, which makes it really easy. And so, I guess when the rain came, they said people kind of got into their cars and put the windows up, but they could still just turn up the radio and hear the movie, and in between the windshield wipers going, could kind of see what was going on the screen. So, but
maybe you can take a poll online and ask people from the different generations what their favorite 3 family movies are.
we are working on some really exciting stuff for August. So
Ooh,
you might
okay.
see some of that inquiry. And I think Parks
Okay.
and Rec has put on their Facebook page asking people what they would like to see. So
Okay.
we could, we might be in store for some really exciting movies later this summer. Maybe some animated
Excellent.
stuff for the kids, or,
Yeah.
you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Pat,
Excellent.
we have a terrific Parks and Rec, New Bern Parks and Rec Department director, Foster Hughes. I always want to say Foster Grant, but he is just, he comes up with, him and his team come up with terrific ideas, and the progress that he has made, him and the department have made since he came to New Bern. What, Colleen, was that 3-4 years ago?
I want to say 3 years ago. I might be wrong about that. But yes, he's very energetic. He's got a great staff. I wanted to be able to show Pat the Mumfest arch that one of his staff put together. It was mums in a wired arch, but there was also a mum maze that you could go through, all
Wow.
cool colors of mums.
Whoa.
I'm going to see if I can find it really quick, because it was, we took the city drone out there actually, and flew it over the mum maze, and it was really neat. Here's a look at them putting it all together. It was gorgeous, Pat. You will have to come during Mumfest to see the mum arch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was a great photo
That is so
backdrop.
pretty. Oh my
People
God.
came and took family photos and all kinds of good stuff.
The people should schedule their weddings for that.
Yeah, isn't
That
that
would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And his staff, you know, they came up with the idea, and then rather than, you know, hiring a company to come out and build it or make it, they did it themselves.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, there's,
He really has some talented folks over there. So
Actually, that's a nice money-making opportunity for people wanting to take their graduation photos, their engagement photos, wedding photos, quinceañera photos.
there
all
you
kinds of
go.
great stuff.
Yeah.
and the best part about the moms out there was we did keep them up for a couple weeks afterwards for folks who maybe didn't get to come during Mumfest and take photos. So we kept it up for as long as we could out there. And then afterwards, you could come pick up a mom and take it home with you if you wanted. You know, they needed some love after being out in, you know, the elements for a good month or so or whatever. But, you know, I thought that was
They're really hardy plants, because the mums that I have in my yard are from North Carolina Central University's graduation from a few years back. They were left to die pretty much, and scooped them up, took them and planted them in my yard.
Well, I think you also have quite a green thumb too. You're a gardener.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I've been known to accidentally kill a few things, but
Oh yeah.
Accidentally.
You were.
accidentally, because southern gardening is not the same as
No.
the soil is so different, and I'm
Yeah.
learning that. I'm still learning.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And let's see. Rivertown Players announces first 10-minute summer play contest. It's open to any New Bern area resident ages 13 to 18. And the jury is author and playwright Leslie Tall Manning and author and screenwriter Ted Peterson. I did not know that Ted was a screenwriter. I can't believe I didn't know that. He's a good guy, and he also owns Wit Clothier. Anyway, the theme is write a 10-minute, approximately 10 to 15 page play with no more than 5 characters and minimum set changes. Play must be original, unpublished, and never performed publicly. Play subject matter should be age appropriate for all teens. And the deadline is July 15th to enter. Mail all entries to Rivertown Players, P.O. Box 796, New Bern, NC 28563. So
You might have to teach the kids how to mail a package. What's a post office?
Yeah. Stamp? What's a stamp? Yeah.
But maybe we'll see one of those original plays make it to the stage.
you never know.
That would be neat to have a summer theater evening under the stars with the collection of the top 5 plays.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
we just have so many talented people in our community, and I believe in Durham, everywhere pretty much. But truly, I have featured artist for the week. I was slacking the last 2 weeks, but I went to the Greater Good Gallery in the Isaac Taylor building. They had a big sale during Art Walk this past Friday. This
That
is
is
Lee.
nice.
This is Lee Hood's. He's one of my all-time favorite artists. He's just incredible. The screen doesn't do this justice. This is just an amazing
That's nice.
painting. Actually, I think it's a print. I'm not an artist, so I don't know much about prints versus paintings. And then we have an oil painting by
Nice.
Lisa Bisbee Lentz of a
I like it.
buffalo. So
Nice.
Now
Yeah.
that looks like a Fred to me.
I'm glad you brought them closer to the screen though, because you can see more of the detail.
Nice.
Both of those, they're gorgeous.
whoops.
Yeah, you've been slacking on your art display behind you.
Yeah, now it's crooked here. Okay. And you want to know the temperature?
Yes, we always see the thermometer hanging there.
Okay, Pat does her daily temperature on Bull City Hangout.
Oh yeah, I give the weather report.
Now this is the indoor temperature, but I don't have like AC or anything in this room, so it is 72. So
What was it last week? It was a little warm last week,
it was
wasn't it?
80 something, I think. It was hot. I mean, I thought I was having a hot flash, but it lasted like a long time. So yeah.
Now we're supposed to get thunderstorms tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. How about in New Bern?
Yeah, pretty much the same. They have decreased the chances though, so
Okay.
maybe we won't get as much rain, or it'll be a little more scattered over the region. But
Oh my
yeah,
God! I mean,
tired.
the sun comes out Monday, and then the rest of the week thunderstorms. Oh my God!
That's depressing weather.
Well, actually, I think I'm going camping this weekend. So
Ah,
it's perfect camping weather.
It
Now, are you
is.
going to stay in a tent or a cabin?
A tent. I'm going to pitch a tent in the Croatan
oh,
and go look for
and look for those flowers.
Yes,
insect-eating plants.
Insect-eating plants.
Yeah,
There
If
you
you missed it earlier, we're asking you to answer this question on New Bern Now's social media feed for this podcast, and insect-eating plants in the Croatan National Forest. So everyone who comments, you will have your entry put into a drawing for one of several prizes provided by Carolina Creations.
Actually, they're at Carolina Creations, and they provide a couple of them, but they're all boxed separately. And the question, once again, was what kinds of insect-eating plants are in the Croatan National Forest? So if you mention whatever they are, then you'll be entered to win. So
How big is this forest? I'm just curious.
it's oh my gosh, 650,000 acres, I think.
What?
Is that right, Colleen? 650.
It sounds about right. I was just going to try and look it up.
I don't know the number, but it's like from New Bern south and either side of 70 for a good many miles.
It goes
It
to
is
Carteret and
humongous.
Jones County. Oh yeah, it's huge. It's a national forest, and
It
it's
says
just
249.8 square miles.
Whoa,
yeah, it's
that's
It's-
huge.
it's just such. There's so much beauty, and that I'm not concerned, although it's bear season. There's a lot of cubs running around out
Bears?
there.
Uh-oh.
Or bear
Uh-oh.
mating season. Yeah, we have a lot of black bears, but the biggest black bear, I don't hunt black bear. I would never shoot a black bear, but was 800 something pounds and was taken in Craven County.
Wow.
So
And you're going to go out camping in a mere tent?
That's Wendy.
they don't, but
Wendy.
they don't, I mean, they've been curious. They push against the tent. And
Oh
the
my
only reason I
gosh.
knew it was a bear, because like I'm 5 feet tall and it was like at the top of the tent. Like usually if it's a raccoon, it will like push against the bottom. And it was going like this at like 2 a.m. And I'm like, get out of here, bear. Instead of like
My God.
yelling, get out of here. You know,
Yeah.
I was whispering, get out of here.
Well,
And
how do
he
you
Where
did.
do you seal up all of your foodstuffs so that the bear doesn't come after them?
I usually leave it in my truck and like not near where I'm camped. So
Okay.
yeah.
So how do you make him leave though?
What's that?
How do you make them leave?
You just yell at them. I also have a little, you know, those little air horns that you pump like
Oh.
6 seconds or whatever. I've never used one, but not for the bear, but
Okay.
that will scare. I have a whistle. Yeah, they're not going to bother you as long as you don't surprise them and, you know, corner them separate them from their cubs. So, but it's just so
Okay.
beautiful. There's so many, you know, bird watching. There's so much to do in the Croatan. And
Blueberries. Didn't you?
blueberries, blackberries, all kinds of berries.
Wendy's ready for pie.
Yeah.
She sure is.
Do you have any little boats that you like to float around in?
I have a little, it's called the new NU canoe, and it's untippable. So you can lean over and it's 50 pounds. So you can put it in anywhere. You can connect the paddles and like kayak, like sit in the
Nice.
center, or you can
Okay.
have other people in the boat and like paddle with 2 different paddles. So
Cool.
You're
Yeah.
ready.
I'm excited. I just need a break.
That is your mental escape, is right.
Yeah. I've just been.
And
Yeah, it's just been really a sad time for our country, and I'm very concerned for my fellow Americans, and I just need to regroup and
That's a
Get
good way to do it.
positive
Yeah.
attitude.
Go out in
So,
nature.
Yep.
Yes,
Talk to the
yes.
bears.
there you go.
so Wendy, I don't think did we ever get a hold of Miss King, who was gonna come on?
No, I haven't seen. I'm guessing she's going to end up joining next week
Okay.
to talk about the traffic and with the Department of Transportation and something else she was going to talk about. But we'll catch up with her next week. And Pat, did you want to talk about anything else, or?
No, I just really enjoyed hanging out with you.
Well,
As-
I appreciate the invitation, and I thank you.
Well, I don't know if I said it on live, but Pat was my inspiration and gave me the courage to stop, being afraid to go live. We were doing a blab. We met through Blab.
Glad. Wow.
That
Yeah.
was, I don't know when that was, but we've been in touch.
Years. Yeah.
Yeah, and but
Isn't it fun, Wendy? Come on now.
it is. I
Admit
have
it.
fun
It's
now.
super fun.
Yeah, I'm past the being scared to press the record, live button or whatever. I just don't care at this point, I guess. I mean, I care, but
People
I'm not
really
worried about it.
appreciate. I know that people really appreciate all of the information that you guys provide. It's so needed because people run around half-cocked. They get a half idea in their brain and they run with it. It's just so nice to have people like you and Wendy, especially with New Bern Now, just telling people what's happening. People really need to know what the heck is going on
Well, and
locally.
same with you, Pat. I mean, it's we're kindred. I feel
Kindred
kindred
spirits.
spirits, and you do the same. Actually, you do more than I do in Durham. So you're providing
Everything is
valuable
hyper-local.
information. Yes, hyper local.
Hyper local.
That's the the most important part. So
So I love what you
yeah.
do.
Thank you. I love what you do.
Thank you.
Colleen and Cathy, I love you guys.
Aw, we love you too, Wendy. That being said, we want to let everybody to know that you can listen to the podcast on New Bern's news talk radio station, WNOS 103.9 FM. You can tune in every Wednesday, and you can listen to it at 8 a.m. in the morning or 5 p.m. at night. You can also listen to the video and the audio. It'll be uploaded to newbernnow.com, YouTube, iTunes, and anywhere you listen to your podcasts. And Wendy, are we ready to say it?
Well,
That's
a wrap, folks.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for listening today. Have a great day, and everybody stay safe. Bye.
Yes.
Yeah, bye-bye. We are.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. How do you end it?